obviously your background with zone blocking and outside zone. Were you pretty excited that hey, this is kind of up my alley a little bit?
Yeah, no, I was excited, and you know, honestly, this specific scheme, I've been wanting to play in it my entire career. You know, I haven't played in this specific scheme, but heard plenty about it, and a lot of the guys that when I came into the league had been in this scheme before and loved it. So it was exciting for me. You know, I felt like we were heading in the right direction, and which, you know, we needed to be.
Why, from an offensive lineman's perspective, is this a great scheme for you?
Everything just fits together. You know, the run to the play action to the pass, and everything has a reason why it's done. And you know, if they're going to take this away, then we'll hit them with this. And for an offensive lineman, you couldn't ask for anything more than that. You know, it's such a hard thing to do anyway from the beginning, where if you can have things that complement each other in the offense and keep a defense on its toes, it makes it a lot easier for us to do our job.
You know, when you're doing officially the outside zone and your play action off of that, because it's so wide, are you able to create more space for a quarterback in the defense?
You know, I think it depends on the specific play. You know, but as a whole, you know, like I said, everything just fits together so well in the offense, and there's a reason for everything. And you know, when you're running the ball well and a defense has to respect that, it definitely opens things up on the back end, especially when you run those play actions.
Yeah, there's a lot of young guys competing for spots throughout the roster. Look at the offensive line; it's a pretty veteran unit the way it is right now. How does that benefit you guys, just knowing that you've all been in the league for a while and probably can communicate, I guess, probably better that way?
I think I think it can be very beneficial for us. You know, at the end of the day, everybody in this league and coaches, you know, you've been with different coaches and different offenses, but everybody runs the same basic plays. You know, so you know the big stuff already, and now it's getting into the fine details of things, and you know, having some older guys that understand football and plays in general, you can get to those details quicker, and be able to communicate better with each other and play well together, and all of it.
Aside from just like you said, in the zone blocking scheme, aside from just working together, you said, are there any specific skills that requires more from the other systems that you've been in? Like
From the other
skills,
systems?
like more technique in this.
I don't know if there's certain skills that make you better at one or the other. I think it's just mostly learning the techniques that work for each of the schemes and owning those things. You know, for this scheme, there are some different techniques that other schemes don't use, and you know, you have to learn them, and then you have to be disciplined with them to be able to use them play in and play out. And when you can get to that point, you know, it makes your job easier and it makes the offense better.
Any better moves you do that you had?
I wouldn't say necessarily new techniques, but you know, kind of getting your body to move in a certain way that it needs to be. You know, different angles. You know, how we might hit something as compared to how another team might be looking to run outside zone. You know, and getting your body and the muscle memory ingrained in yourself that, you know, oh, this is the step that I have to take as opposed to what I used to do for this scheme or whatever. You know, so I you know, no matter what scheme you're changing to, there's going to be some of that kind of stuff.
From your perspective,
where are you in that process of getting it where it's the muscle memories?
It's you know, it's coming along great. It's always a challenge, and I mean, until the day that I don't play football anymore, that'll always be a challenge. You know, that's just the way that the game is, and guys are too good that you're playing across from to let that kind of stuff slip. So you know, it's always going to be something you're working towards, but I definitely feel like it's coming along better than, you know, when we first started for myself personally.
From your perspective, you know, the defensive line, the defensive front is changing schemes. What are the differences when you match up against them now that they're going one gap? And do you think they're benefiting from that change?
I'm excited for them, and we've got some great players on that side of the ball. I think they're excited for their scheme from what I've gathered and heard. I definitely think they're coming along well with it, and it's been a challenge for us. There's no doubt about it. I mean, there's some big guys that can play some good football on that side of the ball, and it's been good to challenge each other. They've challenged us, and I hope that they feel the same way, that we're challenging them. And like I said, I'm excited for them.
They've talked about the new scheme allows them to play faster. Maybe one gap just allows them to attack off the snap. Are you noticing that? Is that benefiting them?
Yeah. I mean, it's that's any scheme. A two-gap, 3-4 defense versus a 4-down. I don't know that I would call our guys penetrators, but guys that have a certain gap that they're responsible for. I think it's owning the scheme that you're put into, and getting the players that fit the scheme, and having the guys have the right mentality and buy in and believe in what we're doing.
Zane, there's a lot of excitement around the team because of new head coach and general manager. Have you seen evidence on the field that this team is better than last year's team?
I think so. I don't know if there's something I've seen, but I can definitely feel it a little bit. This training camp has been a little bit of a grind so far, and which is a good thing. It's obviously it's a little tough at times and get a little run down and tired, but I think it's going to benefit us in the end. It's hard to win in this league, and we need to go out there and put in the work that we need to be at our best that we can be come the regular season and come every Sunday. And I think the way that we're working is definitely it's giving us a chance to be that way.
Any more guys?
When it comes to quarterback presence in the huddle, I know you've dealt with some rookies over the years. This is a two-part question. Is it easy to tell who's a rookie in their first camp? They may not have the same kind of command over the huddle. And then along those lines, how has CJ been, if you've been in many huddles with him?
I think every guy is different. I've been with rookies that are wide-eyed, and you can definitely tell that they're not comfortable being in command. And I've been with rookies that come in, and the way that they carry themselves and the way that they handle the huddle, you'd think that they were an 8-year vet. So I think it's different for every guy. I think CJ's been great from the little bit I've been able to play with him. He has a calm demeanor about him, and somebody that's just out there to work and get better and do what he can do to better the team, and that's the mindset that he takes.
You proved you could play any position last year. This may not be the time in camp to go play center, but I mean, has anyone talked to you about, in a pinch this year, we might want to get you a few snaps in these positions?
None of that stuff's been talked about yet. I think they know, and I'm comfortable. Wherever I can be to help the team. Obviously I've played in one place most of my career, but I've always taken pride in being able to play multiple positions and to be held accountable to perform in those positions.
Just playing center?
It was kind of a whirlwind those last couple games last year, so I don't even know that I got a big enough taste to even know what I could be missing, I guess.